but I want to say a big shout out there to Live in the 419 with Andrew Z. Welcome.
Hi, how are you doing, Bitter Crocker?
I'm doing great today. It's always a good day when I can get this show done by 1 o'clock, and then I can go on to other things.
Well, what's a proper time to start drinking, Bitter Crocker?
I really don't have any timeline, especially now in these dire times of Rona. Andrew Z. I mean, really, is there a clock around anywhere?
No. Every day is Saturday, and every minute is 5 o'clock somewhere. Isn't that right, Bitter?
Wow. Amen. Amen.
So tell me about yourself. When did you start doing this? How did you get the idea? By the way, we're on Live in the 419. It's called Cooking and Convo. So we're gonna cook something. We're gonna have some convo with you, Bitter. Tell us how you got the idea and how you got started, when you got started.
Absolutely. Okay, so we have, my crew and I have a little theater group that we started back in the day, and one of the things that we did for a friend was we kind of did a mockumentary before a mockumentary was actually really something, and her mother was having her, I think it was 80th birthday, and we were all kind of doing spoofs on things that she had done throughout her life. And at one point, she had been in a Betty Crocker cookie contest. And I'm that character that lost against her. And so Bitter Crocker was born. And then she kind of went into hiding until this Rona came about. We had to break her out of the box again, so to speak.
Well, I'm glad you did, and the following has been amazing. You're getting people from all over the world watching you cook.
We are. I do have to say a shout out to my friends in Lithuania and southern France, and then of course on the island of St. Croix. And where else? The Caymans, for God's sake, the Caymans. Wouldn't you just love to be there right now? Huh?
Right. Is that where you hide your money, the Caymans? Is that how you know people out there?
Oh, I can't tell you that, Andrew Z. That's like a secret cooking recipe.
Now, are you married?
Quarantine! Under quarantine! With your host, Bitter Crocker! Yeah!
Yeah, that was pretty good, crew. I think we're kind of getting into the rock and roll groove on our theme song here, Andrew Z.
I like it.
Joining us for our special broadcast, we have Nikolai Blumenstock in the audience.
Nikolai, welcome.
Donna Wolford's watching.
Donna. I don't know if it's too early for that White Zinfandel, Donna, but hey, I was just talking with Live in the 419 with Andrew Z, and of course it's not. Of course it's not.
And we also have Arlen Smith. Who's
that's an old classmate of mine. Yeah, back in the dinosaur days. Hey, Arlen, how you doing?
So just to let you know, we are joined by Andrew Z, who is with Live in the 419. So we're actually communicating via Zoom on their Facebook page of Live in the 419 with Andrew Z.
It's like a simulcast.
Oh, I think you turned down the volume, crew. I need a little more volume so I can hear Andrew. Yeah,
this is
working on it. All right. Hey, while he's getting his volume back up there, I am going to real quick put this. Got it? Can you hear me now? Can I hear you, Andrew?
Can you hear me? I don't know. It's like a simulcast. It's like a simulcast going on. You're live doing your show. We're live doing our show. It's crazy. Now, are you a single woman, or has someone snatched you up, Bitter Crocker?
Somebody snatched me up, the lucky little devil.
Yes, he is. Lucky devil. So what are we cooking, Bitter, today?
Well, my motto is, through these Rona times, Andrew Z, that you want to use up what's in your refrigerator and your freezer so that you can restock. Because,
Yes.
you know, this may be going on and it may come back. God save us all. But I want to rotate everything in my refrigerator and in my freezer. And I kind of have a little mantra. To me, expiration dates are merely a suggestion. If it tastes good, if it tastes good and it smells good, I'm going to use it.
Right.
Now, I'm lying about this, and this is my disclaimer on this show, so people just don't go all crazy and find something with mold on it in the back of the refrigerator and say, oh, Banner said it was okay to use. No. That's my disclaimer. Don't be silly about these things.
Well-
if it's 7 days old and it's in your fridge, most likely it's got to go unless it's condiment or something like that. But if it has not been opened and it's been hermetically sealed, we pretty much do the smell taste test. And if it works, we're going to try it. We're going to give it a go. And I've been doing this since March, and I'm still alive, Andrew Z. So
It's a little worrisome the way you wield that knife. I don't know.
you know, Chris does that too, but I keep telling him I'm a professional, doggone it. I'm a professional.
Okay. So you don't intimidate your husband with it, right?
Oh, heavens, no. And Cruz says it's in his back most days, but I think that's pretty funny. But back to your question about what we're making. So,
Yes.
Crew picked me up a beautiful bag of raw shrimp. We always like to watch for the sales, and then we throw that stuff in our freezer. Well, I've had this bag of raw, beautiful tail-on deveined shrimp. And it has been in my freezer for quite some time now, probably at least 3 months, okay? And so I decided to break that out because we were at my daughter's, before the Rona broke out. So in January, and she made this Creole shrimp dish. So that is what we are cooking up today. And I will tell you, kids, this is a fast dish to cook up. I was pretty impressed with it. The bread takes the longest. We want some crusty bread for this. So that's what I just popped in the oven while we were chit-chatting, is some bread. And I'm just going to let that bake until and I'm hoping that it will crackle, because it's once again, I say, use up what you have. And this typical bread isn't really a crusty bread. It's more like a French bread. So we're going to give it a go. I'm sure it'll be wonderful anyway.
Okay. Sounds good, Bitter. I'm excited. And
Well, good. I'm glad to hear that. I wish we could end up getting some of this through the airwaves to you.
Well, yeah, we don't get. Are you going to mail me a final product so I can test it or something? So I can taste it?
Yeah. So we're using up some leftover broth. This recipe calls for broth, and that's what's in here. It's actually kind of, I had made it into a gravy, but hey, you know, when you're cooking, that's okay. And then we're going to get started with this recipe, and it calls for 4 tablespoons of butter. So we're just going to take a half a stick, get it going in the pan here on medium heat. And then I have already, for you guys, I've already broken down the spices so you know what we're putting in this marvelous dish. And I'll tell you that here in just a second. I want to get that on. Okay, so in this lovely little dish, and this doesn't look like much. I'm going to bring that up there so you guys can see that.
Oh.
Really doesn't look like much, but man, is it going to put a bang in that shrimp for you today, baby? It is going to put a bang in it. Okay, so here we go. This is called a Creole barbecue shrimp. That barbecue word, do not let it fool you. This is just like a rub type thing.
Okay.
Oh, absolutely amazing. So in this is a half a teaspoon of cayenne, 1/4 teaspoon of black pepper, 1/2 teaspoon of salt, 1/4 teaspoon of crushed red pepper, 1/2 teaspoon of thyme, 1/2 teaspoon of oregano, 1/2 teaspoon of paprika, and then you got a couple of bay leaves crushed up in here. This got a really nice, it's not going to be a rub, but you can certainly rub like chicken with this too. It'd be absolutely wonderful.
Have you ever tried rubbing it on your husband?
Oh my God, he'd just lick it up. He would just be licking it right up his hands. Hey, when he sometimes for breakfast he has romaine. No, not romaine. What is it? Ramen.
Romaine.
Ramen noodle, for God's sake. And he puts 2 tablespoons of cayenne pepper.
Whoa.
Tablespoons, people.
He likes
that
his.
ramen.
He
That ramen is orange. It's orange when he eats it. He's got sweat pouring off his forehead, tears rolling down his eyes, and he's saying, "But it's good. It's really good."
He likes it. He likes it spicy. That's why he's married to you.
Well, this is nothing compared to what he can withstand. But I want to be able to taste all the flavors in the food, not just the Scoville units of the pepper. If you know what I mean.
Yes, I understand. Now, are you a measurer, or you just kind of throw it together?
I just kind of, with spices, I just kind of throw it together. So
Okay.
I had out, so you heard most of those were half and fourth. Half a teaspoon or a fourth a teaspoon
Okay.
in those. And I just grabbed out my full teaspoon and just kind of eyeballed it. Because Tim and I both love spice. And in spices, you really can't go wrong. I have to tell you the story, though. Oh, my gosh, I had a girlfriend, and it called for a fourth of a teaspoon of fresh thyme. And I sat there and watched her with scissors, cutting off the little leaves of the thyme to measure up a fourth of a teaspoon. I think I said, I don't know if I said a fourth of a cup, but it was a fourth of a teaspoon.
Uh-huh.
And I'm just like, I would be like, tap, there. Good, done.
So you're a stem person. Seeds and stems doesn't matter. Let's put it in there. Let's go.
Oh, no. Hey, actually, the stems are great. The stems are really good. Those are wonderful. All right. So now what we're adding to this, to give it a little sizzle, I moved my teaspoons. Okay, so this calls for a teaspoon of garlic, and you want that to get it sizzling up. And then to that, you're going to add a half a cup, and I'll get it out for you guys that freak out that I'm measuring. And please don't worry when you see that lumpiness go in. That's actually some more butter, and it's gravy, okay? So this will be nice and smooth when I'm done with it. But I'm using up, instead of chicken stock, I have chicken gravy. And it wasn't real thick. But when we're in these times of diarrhea, Andrew, you gotta use what you gotta use.
I understand. Now, it's some people, Bitter Crocker, are afraid of spice, and you can never really add too much spice, like you were saying, just the different flavors, as long as they don't have salt in them, like a garlic salt. Those you can add too much. But when it comes to, people are afraid of spices, put those in there. I put spices on everything, and it just...
Absolutely. And if you don't like cayenne, try a little smoked paprika or some cumin or something like that. It doesn't add spice, it adds flavor.
Yes.
And it'll still give you that barbecue flair.
Gotcha.
If you're just tuning in, you're watching Cuisine Under Quarantine with your host, Bitter Crocker. And also joining us today, we have Andrew Z, live from the Live in the 419, joining us on this very special simulcast.
And now I'm adding 2 tablespoons of fresh lemon juice. And then we're going to add 2 tablespoons of Worcestershire.
But
You never say it.
I know.
mean, what the heck? You take a stab at it.
Have more bourbon. And that's with addiction.
I gotta say hi to my friend Gary. Says that I had an aunt just like you. She was just as shy as you are, Bitter.
Shy. What's that? What's shy?
Shy is a spice, I think.
Is that something you put in with Creole? Okay, so this mixture, I'm adding these spices now.
Okay.
And I did kind of crush them, but anytime you add spice to like this boiling hot mixture, it's going to release people worry about their spices being old. Oh, for Pete's sakes. Look at this. Okay, so here are my spices here. These are my bay leaves, and I bought a whole thing of these. I had no clue when I bought these. They've moved 3 different times with us, so I think 2010 maybe I bought these. But these bay leaves, I mean, look at them. They're just going to crinkle, and they're only better. They're better the older they get. You just wake them up, crackle them, put them in a hot pot with a little butter or olive oil to sip them up, and they'll wake right back up. I was crushing these today because there's 2 bay leaves crushed in this also. Holy cow. You start waking up those spices and you will rue the day that you threw out. This will probably, till I die.
But
That's good God, I don't know what I was thinking.
the bay leaves are already older than my oldest daughter.
There you have it. Oh, and this is looking beautiful. So now I want this boiling. It's coming to a boil. And now all we're going to do, I let it boil for about a minute here. Let it boil for a minute. And then we are going to turn it down to a simmer. And we are going to add our shrimp. All right?
Okay.
This is actually looking really good, and I'm going to bring it off here. So I wish we had smell-o-vision, kids, because this is just a great. It smells so wonderful.
Now, do the shrimp have to be thawed, or you put them in frozen?
These were frozen this morning. And I'm going to show you, this is another handy-dandy device. I show everybody handy-dandy devices I use in my kitchen. This is a collapsible colander, and it fits on the sides of your sink, so you can stretch it out, and then you don't have to worry about if it's only you cooking, you don't end up saying, hey, honey, can you come hold the colander while I dump the noodles in it, please? Yeah, no. My great handy-dandy device.
I love that. I don't know how many times. I don't know how many times I've had noodles spill out into the sink, and I'm like, do I scoop them back into the pot, or is the sink? They say the sink's got germs. I don't know.
It's like the 2-second rule, as far as I'm concerned. I'm grabbing those suckers up, and I'm gonna wash them up and throw them away.
Okay, good to know. I'm not the only one.
Yeah, that solves that problem right there. So I really like that device. And then I'm going to show you one other device, and I don't use it very often. Okay. But today, oh my gosh.
Pulled it out for the special occasion?
When you're cooking with fish or anything smelly, all right, you have to get your hands in it. Because I was deshelling and deveining these shrimp today. And this thing you can get at any kitchen store. It's stainless steel, and you run your hands underwater with it, and it takes the odor off your hand.
No way.
Way!
I've never heard of that. What's it called?
It's like
I don't know.
Okay.
My friend David Healy, if you're watching, David's bought every single implement of destruction I use in this kitchen. Which, by the way, I don't get any kickback for this. But Mr. Misto, if you kids don't have one, get one. All it is,
put it closer. Bring it to the camera. I can't see what that is.
Okay, what it is, I have one. That one's in the box.
Okay.
But you open it up, and you put your olive oil or your canola oil or whatever in, and you only put it about halfway. You fill it halfway up. And then this has pump action on it. You do this, okay, pump it up. And it's just like Mazola Pam cooking spray, anything. But you can use your own oils that you have here in your kitchen. All right? I live by this little guy. I use him all the time.
Okay, that's interesting. But I like the steel thing. I don't even understand like the properties and what makes it work. But it's just a piece of steel.
I don't understand chemical
Right.
reaction that it has with your hands. But I deveined all this, and then I had to go put on my gorgeous face
Uh-huh.
for the show.
Looking amazing.
And so my hands were smelling of shrimp, and I was like, oh my God, yeah, where's my little bar? Where's my little stainless steel bar?
Yeah.
Honestly, takes any kind of smell off your hands
Wow.
almost instantly.
That is amazing. Just for that, I'm glad we tuned in, because that is amazing. I've never even heard of that thing.
Crew, are you looking this up for us? I think you should be on standby for looking up what this thing actually is.
All right, I'll be with you in a second.
Okay, Crew.
Poor guy. Sounds like you stress him out, Bitter.
Oh, what would he do? I mean, honestly, what would he do if I didn't give him projects, for Pete's sake?
See, I think you stress him out by the way you hold that knife.
Well, so far, we've been doing this show since, oh God, seems like forever. We've been stuck in the house together. But maybe March. I don't know.
Oh my gosh. Wow.
And I used to be a baton twirler. So I got that going for me.
My kids are baton twirlers. That's another thing we have in common. That's great.
Yeah, I mean, I was one step away from, doing batons with fire.
Ooh.
So wielding a knife is a piece of cake.
Okay, Bitter. Okay. Man. Oh, you and this.
All right, yeah.
So
are looking fabulous, and I'm going to be showing them to you in a second.
Okay.
I kind of like people like their shrimp and scallops done certain ways. Some people like their scallops just seared on the outside and tender on the inside. I actually do like mine. I really like a good sear on them, a really hard sear, and then I like them a little bit more done in the middle.
Okay.
So if there are some of you people watching that are saying, "Oh my God, get the shrimp off the heat! Get the shrimp off the heat!" Peeps, I know. You pull them off anytime you want, okay? Pull them off anytime you want. I'm cooking them. They're technically done. This is done. This is dinner done. And I don't know. What are we at? What time are we at?
We're about 25 after noon, and Dottie Knowles, who's watching, says, oh, he can handle it. I think the little verbal abuse that on a daily basis. And to answer the previous question, I just looked it up. And it goes by a couple different names, but basically it's a stainless steel bar, kitchen bar soap odor remover.
Wow, that's a mouthful. Stainless steel kitchen bar soap
odor remover. All right. Gotta say hi to Amanda Osborne. Linda Taft is watching, and our producer Holly. I think Bitter Crocker froze up on me. Let's see. See if we can get her back. Now we're doing a simulcast, you guys. Oh, there we go.
So many friends.
I know you're clogging up your feed. You've got so many people watching.
Okay, I'm going to top this off now because there's this beautiful.
Let's see.
This beautiful sauce down in the bottom of the shrimp. Mm-hmm. And what you're going to do is you are going to this is a great conversation dish because you are just going to sit around I'm going to take a hot pot, set it on the table, and then you're just going to sit around with a couple of bowls and some crusty bread, dip the crusty bread in the sauce. And, there aren't any even little tails on these. I peeled these all off too. So, there will be, no leftovers.
I love that idea, Bitter. Especially now, if families maybe you're playing cards or something, you just put that on a hot plate and put it on the table, just kind of as you're eating, you're snacking, you're playing, you're doing it all at once. That's a great idea.
It is, and this is also a fabulous. Once we're able to all get back together and socialize, this is a fabulous appetizer. we are going to serve probably just, I'm going to take a look and see what we have in the fridge. I think I've got some green beans, so I think I'm going to whip up just some sauteed green beans to go with this for lunch later on. But this is really, I like this as an appetizer. It's my favorite thing to have as an appetizer, but it can certainly be a whole meal. As you see right here, there's no way Crew and I are going to be able to eat all this. I wish you were right behind the camera so you could pop on out and have some with us.
Oh, me too. All right, so now, Mr. Bitter, I know Holly, our producer, I hope she's going to post the recipe here on the Live in the 419 page for us. And also now, you and Mr. Crocker, when's the last fight you've gotten into? I mean, you guys are together 24/7 now and all this.
We got into was Friday.
What happened? What happened?
On air, live, right before I was going to give the recipe for this bunny back here. On Saturday, we made a Rice Krispie Easter bunny. So on Friday night, when we were wrapping things up, I was telling people what they were going to need if they wanted to follow along and make this with me.
Uh-huh.
So I told him to toss me the marshmallows and the coconut, and then he was going to throw me the candy. And one of the bags was open, and he didn't know it. He didn't know it wasn't open.
The bag was compromised.
We're not going there again. We're not going there again.
Andrew Z,
Friday night, Andrew Z, watch the show. Yeah, that was it.
Andrew Z, I mean, you just hear her volume that she addresses, and we're not fighting. So you can only imagine how it sounded on Friday.
Oh, man.
I'm going to show you this. All right. This bread.
See the bread.
This is the bread we are going to dip this with. I'm going to just shut this off. But now it is going to be a little soft because it's not the type of bread that gets crusty, okay, when you put it in the oven. And I specifically put this in like this. I didn't want any aluminum foil or anything like that around it to keep it from staying soft. I wanted it to get a little bit tough on the outside. So it's actually turned out quite nice. We've got a little, still a little soft in the middle, but we're going to have some good bread with this here in just a few minutes.
Probably Mr. Crocker bought the wrong bread. You told him to get crusty bread. From now on, when you tell him to do things, you have to hold the knife in your hand, and I bet he'll get it right.
Andrew Z, you're not helping. You're not helping, Andrew Z. By the way, joining us on this special broadcast today, we have Andrew Z, who's webcasting us live on their site, Facebook site, which is Live in the 419.
With Andrew Z. Live in the 419 with Andrew Z. And we are having a ball.
You guys are an absolute blast. I can't imagine hanging out with you guys during quarantine. I wish I could be there. You need to have a camera on you 24/7. That's what you need.
Oh my God, our friends. So our alter egos did have a camera on us for our Easter dinner. My husband suggested that we should film ourselves having Easter dinner, and it was quite funny. It was quite funny.
Well,
After 2.5 bottles of champagne. Yeah.
Well, you guys are so much fun. And where are you based out of? I don't even know.
We're here in the heart of the 419. We're over here on Catawba Island.
Oh.
So
yeah, we're close.
I love it. So when
my daughter is right out there in Maumee.
Oh, if you want to say hi, please go right ahead.
Jackie Tadlock, Logan Johnson, if you're listening or watching, I hope you're staying away from that Rona. You stay away from that Rona and stay sheltered in place, little missy.
and then
you listen to your mother. And Kevin, her boyfriend Kevin is a doctor of cardiothoracic anesthesiology. It's a big, long word. It's hard to get out, but God bless him. God bless him and everybody else who's in there in the forefront of all this, because, boy.
But after you've had enough bourbon, it just really rolls off the tongue.
Well, they say when you're a doctor, the longer the title, the more money you make. So that's a good thing. He's got a nice long title. Well, you guys, once this is all over, we want to come to Catawba Island and maybe we could do something in person. I would love to see you guys.
Let's just plan on it. Let's just plan on it, because we are actually, our site right now is called Cuisine Under Quarantine, but we're hoping everybody will kind of migrate over once the quarantine is up, because I have the other site now that's Bitter Crocker,
Okay.
and we'll move from the quarantine over onto that once everything is lifted. So I like to always let everybody know during the show if they want to check out that page and log on to it. Nothing's happening on it. We post old shows on it, but that is where we will be once this is done, is back over on the Bitter Crocker site.
So right now it's Cuisine Under Quarantine, and of course you are Bitter Crocker, and you can we can all follow both of those. And at one point you're gonna take the other one live once once the Rona is over.
Once the Rona is gone.
Well, you were a pleasure.
Home.
Thank you, Bitter Crocker, and thank you, Mr. Crocker. We appreciate you having us into your homes.
Thank you so much for this opportunity. We had a blast, and we hope you enjoyed. We hope your audiences enjoyed as well.
Yes, thank you for having us today. We would love to have you here once this is done. And everybody, enjoy the meal. It's very, very simple. And we will have it over to Live in the 419 with Andrew Z. And it'll be up on our website as well.
Oh, thank you, guys. Bye, everybody. Bitter Crocker, everybody, live from Catawba Island. It's funny. I didn't even know. I didn't know if she was. What was my video keep doing that? I didn't know if she was local, or I just saw her. I'm like, oh my god, it would be so amazing to get her on and do a cooking segment with her. So I didn't know that she was local. So anyway, hi to Ashley P, who was our very first guest. Hi to Kong Wu. Hi to Homer Willard. Hi to Amanda Osborne, my good friend. Thank you guys so much for watching Cooking in Convo. Hope you had a good time. We're going to do them. I'll try to do these once a week. Our producer, Holly, thank her. She's the one that arranged this whole thing, and she is working her butt off to bring great content to Live in the 419 and the Andrew Z in the Morning page. So you guys are great. We'll see you tonight, 9 o'clock, for the Andrew Z in the Morning at Night live podcast, which we do every Monday through Friday as well. All right, I think that's it, you guys. Have a wonderful day. Enjoy the rest of the day, and we will see you tonight again at 9 o'clock. Bye, everybody.
This is Ed McMahon.